Do you want to fill your garden with colour in the winter? Well, here it is. This is Mexican sage, a beautiful little evergreen shrub that starts flowering in the autumn and then flowers right on through late autumn, right through the winter and into early spring. So for that difficult time of the year, this is the easy plant to grow that can just fill your garden with colour. Plant it as a border, put it behind your English box hedge. Really, really lovely plant to have, easy to grow and very, very fast to establish. Plant some small plants now and you'll have a beautiful flowering bush like this by next autumn. Mexican sage, easy, fast and great for that winter colour. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go.
Chris, the bare root season has started and these are racing out the door. Why is that?
Well, you'd have to be mad not to buy bare root. A 6-foot silver birch like this, now it's only $29.99 because you're just buying the tree and not the pot.
How much would that cost me if I came in summer?
Well, $129.99 for a 6-foot silver birch, and now it's only $29.99.
Wow, that's fantastic.
And not only that, there's an enormous range of trees. As we get into the bare-rooted season, you can buy roses, you can buy English box, you can buy fruit trees, all types of ornamental trees, beautiful weeping trees, and get the whole lot cheap.
And then how do I take them home?
Well, we wrap them up like this, and they're right for weeks in that package like that, and you can store them in the shed or in the garage because they're dormant for weeks and weeks and weeks till you have to plant them.
Wow, and do I have to water them?
No, they're dormant, they don't need water.
Wow, that sounds like a really economical way to buy plants. How are we going to fit it in the car?
Bare rooted is easy to load and transplant. Let me show you. It's easy.
That was easy.
Yeah.
Bare root, cheap to buy, easy to transport and great to plant.
Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. Do you think your business is paying too much tax this financial year? If you are a farmer, business owner, a landlord, or running a commercial facility, listen up. We've got too many bargains for tax time. Purchasing plans for your commercial premises will be an instant tax write-off up to $20,000. Replacing a dead plan in your business premises is a deductible expense. And don't pay too much tax. So you don't know which plants to buy, book our free garden design and we'll put together a tax deductible package. Click the link below and book your garden design before June 30. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. At Hello Hello, we've got 200,000 plants in stock over 15,000 different types and sizes of plants available, so a person can come here and get lost and not even find what they want. But if you come up to the counter, you can get hold of this map here, and with this map you can find everything here in the nursery. So don't get lost in hello. Enjoy yourself, find what you want, and grab this map at the counter on your way in.
Bear Root is here! Chris and I handpicked these last week. You've got your fruit trees, you've got your iceberg roses and your weeping cherries. Come in store and get the first pick today.
Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. Our Too Many plant event is on now. If you come in store and spend as little as $1, I'm going to give you a $15 lavender, beautiful fragrant lavender, valued at $15 for free. Beautiful. And then if you were to spend over $100, if you went online or came in store and you spent over $100, there's a $30 evergreen little gem magnolia for free. They have the beautiful white flowers. Look at that there. So you get one of these for free. It's Melbourne's favourite magnolia. And you might wonder what's going on. Well, times are tough and I'm doing everything that I can to stimulate demand. So I'm working at stimulating demand by giving away free plants and wearing a pink tutu. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. Meet the Hello cat. This cat here is called Katerina, and she just wandered in one day and became the nursery cat. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. Okay, back to basics. Pink tutu on and off we go. Too Many Plants is on! Get your free garden design, free bonus plants, 50% off, heaps and heaps of pots, and I'm gonna chuck in free delivery. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. As the autumn and winter weather closes in, your garden can start to look a little dull. Now, if you want to get fabulous colour in your garden all year round that intensifies in the winter, this is the way to have it. What you've got here is you've got your coprosma, you've got your flax, your New Zealand flax. This is a New Zealand coprosma, a New Zealand flax, and then up the back here, you've got your cordylines. And your cordylines grow up a little bit taller. Your flaxes are sort of mid-size, and coprosmas kind of grow mid-size as well. And your coprosmas can be clipped, but they're a wonderful way to get a bit of colour in the garden, and they're a great thing to combine. Like look at this beautiful red coprosma here, and you put that with that something like that yellow flax. A lovely contrast there. And all of these plants are extra hardy. They'll take the frost, they'll take the heat, they'll take poor soils, they'll take drought, and they'll deliver colour year round. And as it gets colder in the winter, with all of these plants, the colour intensifies. So coprosmas, New Zealand flaxes and cordylines, a great way to have year-round colour that intensifies in the winter and brings your garden to life in the wintertime. Do you want to fill your garden with colour in the winter? Well, here it is. This is Mexican sage, a beautiful little evergreen shrub that starts flowering in the autumn and then flowers right on through late autumn, right through the winter and into early spring. So for that difficult time of the year, this is the easy plant to grow that can just fill your garden with colour. Plant it as a border, put it behind your English box hedge. Really, really lovely plant to have, easy to grow and very, very fast to establish. Plant some small plants now and you'll have a beautiful flowering bush like this by next autumn. Mexican sage, easy, fast and great for that winter colour. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go.
Chris, The bare root season has started and these are racing out the door. Why is that?
Well, you'd have to be mad not to buy bare root. A 6-foot silver birch like this, now it's only $29.99 because you're just buying the tree and not the pot.
How much would that cost me if I came in summer?
Well, $129.99 for a 6-foot silver birch, and now it's only $29.99.
Wow, that's fantastic.
And not only that, there's an enormous range of trees. As we get into the bare rooted season, you can buy roses, you can buy English box, you can buy fruit trees, all types of ornamental trees, beautiful weeping trees, and get the whole lot cheap.
And then how do I take them home?
Well, we wrap them up like this, and they're right for weeks in that package like that, and you can store them in the shed or the garage because they're dormant for weeks and weeks.
Alright, hey everyone, welcome to the live Q&A with Chris. We normally do this on the Monday.
So we're doing it, it's Tuesday today.
Yeah, we're doing it on a Tuesday.
Yeah, that's right. Because what happened was yesterday was the King's birthday weekend.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right, so the King's birthday weekend was celebrated and now we're here on a Tuesday. So Chris is here with 60 years of horticultural expertise to help answer any gardening questions that you may have, gardening or plant related. If you want to know something or you want some advice, this is the best time to answer it. This live is essentially for you guys out there. So start asking your questions in the comment section. We're having a little trouble with seeing the comments on Instagram at the moment, but we'll figure that out. So if you do have a question, you're watching us on Instagram, feel free to shoot it through and we'll figure out how to see your question. But for those of you on all the other platforms, start asking away now and Chris will happily answer your questions live. Is there anything you want to say? Because people might not be aware that we're on today because it's Tuesday.
Yeah. So what it is, just over there, you've got cousinet, standard cousinet. It's a really rare and wonderful tree.
Yeah.
I'd like to show that to people.
Yeah, let's bring one in.
And the rare and wonderful standard cousinet.
This one?
Yeah. Can you see me if I stand up?
I think if you could sit down, because I'm not sure, you sit down, I think if we put it next to you.
Yeah.
Let's see if it's on camera.
Yeah.
There you go, let's see, is that on camera? Yeah. Is it on, oh. How's it look?
Yeah, now this is kind of a botanical wonder. What they've done is they've got a normal casuarina and they've grown it up about 1.5 meters tall, then they've grafted on the old cousinet, and the cousinet's normally used as a ground cover, and it's kind of beautiful sort of matte green, and in the sun it looks a bit dull in this light here, but in the sun it looks really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
And so if you wanted to kind of like a real character weeper, like a tree in your garden, a native tree that's not going to grow too big, it's going to withstand drought, heat, wind, grow in terrible soil, do whatever you want, and then be a beautiful cascading, really interesting cousinet style foliage. This is it, and we don't have these in the store that often. That's why I thought I'd show you that, and that's what you'll find out about our nursery. If you come in here and you're interested in plants and you want to look at different sorts of plants, you'll see more different sorts of plants here. Online we've got 15,000 different sorts of plants, and in store I reckon we'd have to have 6,000 or 7,000 different sorts of plants. So and this is just one of them. Is your weeping cousinet, and you can grow this in a pot or grow it in the garden, and it's a really, really interesting, exotic and useful tree that won't get too big.
Yeah, it certainly is an interesting looking plant. It is a little bit lost there on the shot, the cactus, but you can see it's a standard. And you want to tell us about those ones there?
Yeah, now what's interesting is we've set up our little shop of horrors here, and kids love it. They come in here and they're really interested in getting hold of some flesh-eating plants, and this one here is a sundew, and this one traps and dissolves. I remember my grandson talking about how it dissolves the insect with acid, and then consumes the liquid acid into itself and grows. And this one here is another one that does it. And these are your ones with the little mouths that actually swallow flies and things whole. That's your
that's some awesome marketing
Venus
on that
flytrap.
one.
Now, one thing, if you buy a Venus flytrap, what happens with your Venus flytrap is that sometimes they appear to die when winter comes, but they don't die they come back again in springtime. Yeah,
Oh,
so
that's
what you've
good
got
to
to
know.
do, you think you've got them and you think they're dying, what you do is just sit them in a sunny window in a little shallow saucer of water. They'll soak up the water that they need, and all of a sudden they'll spring to life and they'll come back twice as big in the spring.
I didn't know that. That's actually really good because we've had them often
Yeah,
throughout my life
people-
and they've died and
Yeah,
then
people
you get
they,
sad.
They didn't die. They actually went dormant, and then people chuck them out, unfortunately. So the trick is don't chuck them out. Let them go deciduous and let them come back again.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
good to know. Ali says hi,
Hi, Ali.
and then Noticeably Fat says, "Give us a hello." So give us a really
Here's
enthusiastic
the
one.
classic
ready?
hello from here. Hello. hello. It's Chris.
All right, that one's for you, Noticeably Fat. And if you guys have any gardening questions, now's the time. We're happy to answer them live. That's what this live Q&A is for. So pop in if you want any plant advice, any gardening questions, Chris will happily answer it live
Yeah.
for you on the show. Anything
Yeah,
else you want to add?
You could have something that's not growing right. You could have bugs. You could have, like I've spent all weekend, customers were coming up and saying that their English box wasn't performing, or this wasn't growing, or this wasn't happening, and I was helping people all weekend.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a great long weekend here, and school holidays, actually I was just going to say school holidays are coming up soon, so that'll be perfect for the kids.
Yeah.
Bring them in. They love the Venus flytraps and the
Yeah.
plant eaters.
Yeah, great. Yeah, flesh eaters we call them.
Flesh eaters, horror plants, that's
yeah,
right.
horror plants. We've got a wonderful a great thing to bring your kids in to see our horror plant store.
That's right. All right, we're waiting for those questions to roll in. Is there anything else you want to add as we wait for more questions to come in, Chris?
Well, what started this weekend is people started buying bare rooted, and they were coming in. They were getting big 6-foot fruit trees for $39.99, and roses, and so now's the time to get bare rooted. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah,
it's on the bare rooted.
Yeah.
We got all of our bare rooted stock in at the moment, or not all of it. It's still coming, isn't
Oh,
it?
it's only just
only
only a
started.
trickle has come in, but the thing is that you can actually come in and get bare rooted now.
That's it.
Yeah, and it's that time of year. And why would you want to get bare rooted? You get bare rooted because you get big plants. They're easy to transport, easy to transplant, and cheap to buy.
Yeah.
Like a 6-foot silver birch in summer in a pot is $130, and now it's $29.99.
You pay less and get something bigger, right?
Yeah, bigger
That's-
and better for less.
and
so-
easier to transport.
Yeah, so if you've got a big gardening project or even a little gardening project, you want to save some money, get something big and cheap, come in and get bare rooted.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right, well, we've got a first question off the rank here. Believe in Me says, do you get white alpine strawberries?
White alpine strawberries.
They're the one, I've seen them in the punnets at some fruit stores. It's a white strawberry. It's very
Wow.
sweet, yeah.
No, I've
Are
never
you
had
sure? I
those.
feel like I've seen them here before though.
I've seen alpine strawberries, not white ones
Not
though.
white, okay.
Yeah. But
So-
what you could do, if you say you're looking for something like that,
Yeah,
we have 200 suppliers and we do what's called a price and availability. So if you were to contact my floor staff here, they're manning the phones or emails,
yeah.
and ask them for that, they can scour on our computers and our 200 suppliers, and if we can't find them, nobody can find them. So if anyone can find them, I'm not aware of them at the moment, but between all of our suppliers, there's 20 or 30,000 products available.
That's right.
And I'm not quite aware of everything. So get hold, and that goes for anybody. If you're looking for something in Victoria, and you do what's called a P&A at our store, it's a price and availability. Someone will come back to you and say, oh yeah, we can get them, they're 6 foot tall and they're $2 or whatever it is, you know, and you can then place an order or do whatever you want to do. But basically, our store is unique in that we have 200 suppliers. We've got vans, we do the free delivery all over Victoria. The vans go all over Victoria, they pick things up all over the place. And so we deal with hundreds of suppliers, whereas some people only just deal with the suppliers that are wholesalers and that are local. So we deal with hundreds of suppliers and have an incredible range because of that.
Yeah. Yeah, so give us a call. That was Believe in
Yeah,
Me.
and ask for a P&A.
039359 3331. You can give us a call and see if we can get a price and availability on the white alpine strawberries. Next question comes to us from Lang Wither Jones. Are dogs allowed at your nursery? I brought mine with me over the weekend and didn't ask. I'm sorry, I hope that was okay.
Yeah, we love dogs in the nursery, as long as they're not rabid or violent. We love it. And I actually carry dog treats in my pocket so I can give them a treat as they go past. I carry little bits of dried kangaroo in my pocket all the time.
Yeah,
and I love to stop and pat a dog. And I work long hours here and miss my dog in the store, so I really welcome dogs here. And on the weekend we see lots and lots of dogs.
Yeah, we even did a video on all the different kinds of dogs we've had in the nursery. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
We get all shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
So
we should do that again on a Sunday, because you get so many different dogs, little tiny dogs, people carrying dogs.
It's like a dog show in here actually on the weekend.
On a Sunday it is like a dog show, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's all right. Thanks for asking, and it's good so other people can know that they can also bring their dogs in.
What amazes me is the memory of some of the dogs. Like I had one dog,
Yeah.
and the customers, I served some customers and I gave their dog a little treat.
Yeah.
And then those same customers, about 2 or 3 weeks later, they were at the counter doing some extra business.
Yeah.
And I walked past and the dog recognised me and asked me for another treat.
Really?
Yeah, so it's like even after a
Wow.
couple of weeks, you think, oh, I went to this nursery and that was the bloke that gave me a treat.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
Wow, dogs have very good memory indeed.
yeah, they do. Like our dog is up on the farm for weeks and he comes back and he shoots straight out the back. He knows exactly where his bones are, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, okay, so we are dog friendly. Thanks for asking the question. It helps others discover that little Easter egg there. Yeah, Lang says, yeah, thank you so much. She was very well behaved. I'll bring her along next time and say hello.
Yeah, cool.
Hello.
Yeah.
We even had a famous dog. I don't know if you know, we had a famous dog come in. I can't remember the name.
Was it Lassie?
No, no. It's got like apparently the dog has like 1 million followers on Instagram or something.
Yeah.
And it came in here.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't really know which dog it was, but yeah, it's got like 1 million followers and it's got a fan club and stuff.
What's funny, my grandfather was actually quite a well-known sheepdog trainer.
Yeah.
And he used to get, big money for his sheepdogs. People used to pay him a fortune for a sheepdog. And I'd come home from school and we'd watch Rin Tin Tin and Lassie together on the couch.
Yeah.
Because he just loved dog shows.
Really?
His favourite show was Rin Tin Tin and Lassie. he loved seeing trained dogs,
Oh, okay, yeah, that's great.
And I'd be sitting there watching these shows with my granddad because he loved the dogs.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. All right, next, keep the questions rolling in, guys. So this is our live Q&A with Chris. We can ask any gardening related or nursery related, or you might want to get some plant advice. Ask away now. Chris has all the answers. Sally is asking, how do I choose plants that will look good together as they mature? So I guess like planting in groups or something like that.
It's interesting. We have a free garden design service, and at any rate, it's not quite free, but it is free. What it is you put up $100 and you get a 45-minute consultation with me and my assistant, and we'll help you work that out. And what we do is that I'm very experienced with working in Victoria, and so you'll say you're from Wallen. I'll know what sort of soil and climate you've got there. And then I'll work out, which way the house is facing, northwest, east, or south, and then we'll pick out the right plants. We'll pick out the right plants, and we'll pick out the right plants, and then we'll work out the right spacing and everything like that. And you'll go away with a little drawing and a plan of what to do. And that's a guaranteed way of doing it. And I think it would be hard to get AI or any other sort of simple formula to do as well as what we do. But apart from that, I guess it's just a matter of grabbing the information on the labels or grabbing the information online and getting sizes and things like that. But the problem is there's inaccuracies in that. Sometimes they say things grow bigger than what they really do, or they say it grows really big, but you could trim it and keep it small. So it would be hard to beat having somebody actually design it for you. It really would. And because ours is like most people think
there's so many variables, right?
Yeah, that's right. So most people think they can't afford a garden design, and garden designs can cost thousands of dollars, but we have a little 2-man team. We knock it out in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And in many cases, the designs that I do, I think they're better than the $3,000 designs in many
Really?
cases. Yeah, there's some things that we do that are different. Basically, we do it on the spot, because often what happens is a guy will come along and they'll interview you and then he'll disappear for 3 weeks and come back with a design.
Yeah.
And whereas what I do is I do the design right in front of the customer, and you put some pink flowers up on the screen and they go, oh, I don't really like that, and you say, let's get rid of them.
Sort of get an idea of what they,
So let's get rid of them. And so what happens is the guy who's just spent 3 weeks doing it is reluctant to get rid of things. Whereas people just, like people say, I like that, don't like that. And I'm just saying, get rid of that, get rid of that. And I'll put something else up there, And so it's done in front of the person with them liking or not liking everything.
Yeah, that's right. It's basically working together and finding what's
right.
going to work for you.
And sometimes people don't even tell me, but I can see that the people become less excited or less happy, and I'll back off and change direction a little bit. And then when I see them getting happier, so basically some people won't tell me that they. But I just watch them, And I can see that they're really excited, and then I put up that blah, 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 and all of a sudden they're just not quite as happy. They're a bit doubtful,
Yeah.
And you say, and you take them back and you fix that up. So what we do is very much interactive.
Yeah.
And in that interactive, like, it may not be the garden that I like that we end up with, but it's the garden that they like.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a live interview sort of thing.
Yeah, it's live, it's interactive.
Yeah.
And I've had people laugh, I've had people cry.
Really?
Because we kind of find what they always wanted, but maybe never really kind of knew what they wanted. Like we just hit that, there's a spot, there's a special spot that you can hit where you find out what it is that they, you sort of say, what do you think of this, what do you think of that, how about this, how about that?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you hit that right spot, and there's laughing, there's crying, there's all sorts of emotional reactions when you suddenly are able to express what it is that they're feeling.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Well, Chris is talking about, for those of you who just joined us, our free garden design service, and you can book that on our website at hellohelloplants.com.au. Just head over to hellohelloplants.com.au. If the free garden design service interests you, get a one-to-one consultation with Chris and get your garden the way it should be. Ginny, so we're taking questions from you guys in the comment section, so feel free to ask any gardening question, plant related questions to Chris. He'll happily answer it for you live on the show. This live Q&A is for you guys, so ask away. Ginny says, please look at delivering to South Gippsland. So sad I can't get delivery down here.
We do deliver, but how far?
How far south is it?
Look, by negotiation, we'll go anywhere.
Yeah.
But in terms of free delivery, we're out to Currumbara and Leongatha, and then if you're on from there, we charge just a little bit extra.
Is Leongatha South Gippsland, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Currumbara is South Gippsland too. But South Gippsland goes on to Yarram and places beyond.
Okay.
And I wonder where you are. But look, talk to our people and we'll do the best we can for you.
Yeah. I mean, nonetheless, I'm sure we can get a delivery down there.
Yeah, but certainly we're delivering every week free to Leongatha and Currumbara.
Yeah, is Leongatha on the coast, or it's not quite there?
No, it's inland a little bit.
Okay.
But, there's all sorts of places. There is lots of towns down there, and we don't go all the way right now.
Okay. All right, yeah. No worries. Let us know, Ginny, where you're at. All right, Brendan says, I love all your plants and advice.
Cool. Happy to provide it, and that's what it's all about. What my love is horticulture, and horticulture is growing all sorts of plants in all different ways and getting all sorts of different results with it. What my goal here is to make great horticulture, which is a combination of advice and plants, available to millions of people, which is what we do here.
Beautiful. All right, Believe in Me says, okay, great. That was for answering their question before about the white alpine strawberries, so give us a call on that. Jeff says, nice bloke, Chris.
Thanks, Jeff.
And also Jeff commented, pink tutu, but nothing else.
Yeah, I look very sexy in a pink tutu. In fact, sitting here now, I wonder if anybody would know whether I'm wearing a pink tutu or not. I might enjoy wearing the pink tutu, and I might be wearing one right now.
No, we
What's
can
that?
see on one of the cameras you're not.
Yeah.
No, we can see on one of the cameras you're definitely wearing pants today. No pink tutu.
Maybe I'm
Jeff
wearing
is
pink
laughing.
tutu in a spiritual sense.
That's right. You can watch any of those videos online, or you can go over to YouTube and just search for Hello Plants Chris Pink Tutu. I'm sure you'll find something. Claudia asked, will a lily-pilly hedge prevent me from growing successful raised garden beds nearby? Worried about the root systems.
I think if you contain the width and the height of the hedge, if you contain it, I think that you should be fine growing raised garden beds nearby.
Really? Okay, cool. All right, so just when you say contain, do you mean pruning it back?
Yeah,
or?
put it back. Don't let it get too big. Basically, the rule is big trees have got big roots.
All
So keep them narrow,
Keep them under control,
keep them not
basically.
too tall, even cut the bottom limbs off and bleach them. Contain the size of them and you'll contain the roots.
All right, there you go, Claudia. And if you need to rehear any of Chris's answers after the live, we published it on YouTube, so you can just go to YouTube, search Hello Plants, and just check out our live. Our lives are there, published straight after we go live. If you need to rehear any of Chris's answers today. Claudia says thank you. You're welcome, Claudia.
Thanks, Claudia.
Brendan says, what made you first interested in horticulture?
What it was, I think as a little kid, seeing things grow, like we used to have a cockatoo, and we used to feed the cockatoo sunflower seeds. And when my mum cleaned out the bird cage, she'd chuck it all on the compost heap, and I'd see these sunflowers pop up, and they grew like crazy. They really fascinated me.
Yeah.
And then as a kid, I loved things that grew quickly. And then what happened was that with my pocket money one time, I bought a packet of radish seed. I think my dad guided me to buy radish seeds. My dad was painting the veggie garden, and I bought radish seeds. And I think my dad, and what happened, radishes in warm weather take something like 36 days from the time you sow the seed to the time you're eating a radish.
Really?
And so if you were to get a child interested in horticulture,
pretty quick, yeah.
that short space, is enough to get them interested.
Yeah.
And so seeing like the sunflowers popping up in the compost heap and growing like crazy, and growing radishes. I bought radish seed a few times after that and really enjoyed it. And so
how old were you, do you reckon?
5 or 6.
Okay, wow, that's pretty young.
And then from there, but also I was brought up at Mount Dandenong, and at Mount Dandenong there was rich people with big estates, and they would have gardeners, and then there was and everyone else was kind of poor, and they would grow berries or grow flowers or they'd grow berries, they'd grow flowers, or they'd do gardening for the rich people. And so basically everybody was involved in growing something, and we tended to either be helping our parents, and my dad he was an accountant. He was the first kind of out of town kind of guy. He wasn't rich and wasn't a gardener or anything like that, but he did have a flower farm, and we used to pick and bunch flowers from the flower farm in our spare time. But what happened was really we tended to be helping somebody grow potatoes, helping someone next door pick berries, we're always helping somebody with something to do with growing things or horticulture. And then when I was 7, I got a job every Saturday morning for 2 hours, and I think I used to get 40 cents a week for it.
Yeah. Wow.
40 cents a week.
Not much.
And
was that a lot back then?
No, it wasn't.
Probably not. Probably not.
But anyway, I was on 40
Probably
cents.
$2 or something now.
Oh, it'd be $4 probably.
Oh, $4, okay.
But anyway, so I get 40 cents a week, and it would barely keep me in chewing gum, I reckon. But anyway, and I do that, and what the thing with that lady was that she treated me like an adult.
Yeah.
And she worked in a garden almost full time herself, and she'd save all the heavy. She was quite elderly, so she'd save all the heavy bits and pieces for me to do when I came in, and I'd do heavy lifting and sawing and cutting things up, and like the things that took a bit of physical effort. But but she had a fabulous cottage garden with an amazing plant collection.
Yeah.
And she would spend time teaching me about all the different plants and things like that, which is kind of, and she had a lot of philosophy. Like I remember she planted a Boronia in her cottage garden.
Yeah.
And the ladies came over from the local horticulture society, and I said, "You can't put native plants in a cottage garden." And she said, "A cottage garden is whatever you want, wherever you want, whenever you want."
Really? She
Yeah.
said that? Wow,
Yeah, she
there
had
are
a-
people like that.
So we had people. I had people
They were
like
like
that.
passionate about their garden. It's amazing.
So I had people that, and she was funny. The lady at the local shop, it was like a little village in Mount Dandenong where I lived at that time, and the lady at the local shop used to say that Kay Rundell, that was the lady I worked for, was the fastest driver on the mountain. She would have been 70 back then, and she had a
Wow.
little Morris Minor, and everybody claimed that she was the fastest driver on the mountain. She used to drive very fast around all the corners, and so she was a bit of
Racing
She was
around.
a bit of a character, you know. But she
Yeah.
took the time to teach me about all different plants and really get me interested. And the other thing that was interesting about her is she used to talk to plants.
Yeah.
Now, most people would think that if you talk to plants, you'd say something mushy, you know, say, "Oh, aren't you lovely," or something like that. But I remember one time we were walking across one of the lawns at the back,
Yeah.
and there was a ginkgo there, and it was about, I don't know, 1.2 metres tall. And she stopped and she said, "Look, if you don't grow this year, Chris is going to dig you up and put you in the back paddock." And do you know that year that ginkgo doubled in size?
Wow.
Yeah, but what she
That's
did was she, like most people think that if you talk to plants, you'd be real mushy, but she used to
Yeah.
talk to plants, but she used to threaten them.
And it worked.
Yeah, and it worked, yeah. So she would threaten her plants rather than just talk mushy stuff to them.
Wow.
That ginkgo was going to end up, like it had a really prime position in the garden,
Yeah, and
and it was
wasn't
going to
doing
be
anything.
demoted to the back paddock
Yeah.
if it didn't grow.
No, that's awesome. Well, there you
Yeah.
go, Brendan. That was a very nice long story there
Yeah,
from
so
Chris.
that's why I think that's what got me interested in horticulture.
Yeah. Starting at a young age and then seeing the
And being
first
surrounded
products,
by lots of
being
different,
surrounded-
surrounded by lots of different sort of horticultural stimuli.
Yeah, but also I think seeing the fruits of the labour. Would you say that as well?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you saw that, like as a 5-year-old, you saw the benefit of. That's really cool.
Yeah.
All right. If you want to rehear Chris's answer, you can just listen to us on. We'll publish this video on YouTube straight after we're finished in about 10 more minutes to go. Keep your gardening questions rolling in, guys. We'll get to them. We're getting to all of them as we can. Tammy says, my alocasia collection has the dreaded spider mites, have washed all leaves. What's next?
I reckon it would be hard to beat a bit of what's that? I can forget the name. We've got one over there, a systemic poison that kills it, and you'd only need.
Pyrethrum?
Oh no! You want a systemic one? It starts with C. It's over there.
Confidor.
No, it's over there.
Do you want us to get one?
Yeah, it's clopidogrel, or I don't know.
I'll have a look. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, so what you need to do, you could spray now, but the problem you've got now is that your spider mites are becoming dormant because of the cold weather, and so it can be a bit of waste of time spraying this late in the season, but you could spray now. But certainly as soon as the weather warms up and those spider mites get active again, which would probably be sort of second or third week in October, depending how the weather's going, second or third week in October, they come to life, and that's when you give them a really good spray of a systemic poison, and then maybe you'd even give them another spray a month later, and that should clean them right up. So I would use it, and I've forgotten the name, but I'm just going to get the name for you.
Is it that?
What's it called?
Conguard?
Conguard, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Conguard is a brand name.
Yeah, don't leave it on the video for too long
Yeah,
because
so Conguard, that's it there.
we get in
But
trouble.
that's a brand name. There's lots of poisons that are the same thing on the market, but that's a systemic one, and it's great for your spider mites. It just knocks them right out. But I'm thinking that it's almost too late to spray now, and you might find that they're all asleep and dormant and everything like that. And I reckon you might hold off now till October, and maybe 2 sprays, a light spray in October, light spray in November.
Awesome. Okay, there you go. That was for. Oh, I've lost them now. Tammy.
Right, yeah.
Hope you got to hear that, Tammy.
Yeah, but don't need to use Conguard. It's any of those good systemic ones like Conguard.
Okay, as long as it's systemic,
Yeah.
you'll be
Yeah.
able to get rid of those spider mites.
Yeah. And so what
Okay.
did you say before? You said, what was the name you said before?
I said pyrethrum was
No,
one of them,
no,
and
after
then now I've forgotten because I've got Conguard on my mind.
Yeah. But anyway,
The other one's no good though. The other one I said.
Oh
with
no,
the-
that other one's good, but it's not as available in the shops. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've gone blank on it now too. All right, Tammy. There you go.
Confidor.
Confidor, yeah, that one.
Yeah, Confidor.
That's it.
The Conguard is really just a variant of Confidor, but there's various different Confidor under different brands and things like that. There's lots of them, but it's your old original Confidor that it came off. It's now broadly available in different packs. And one of the things is Bunnings is really good in a way because they don't sell anything that's environmentally bad.
Yeah,
And
that's
which
good.
means that they also don't sell anything that kills bugs. And, and
It's too natural.
so Mitre 10 are a little bit more evil, and they sell the rough tough stuff that
Mitre
the rough
10.
tough stuff that kills the bugs.
Okay, they got the
And,
hardcore stuff.
They've got stuff. Yeah, whereas down at Bunnings, you just got stuff that teases the bugs.
Okay. All right, there you go. Some words of advice. For
And
you, Tammy.
I look, I think if you're going to spray, you might as well use something that kills the bugs. And if you follow the instructions, only spray what you have to spray, do it carefully, it's not such a bad thing in my opinion.
Yeah, as long as it's done, it's safely and
Yeah.
within the parameters, you should be all right. Brendan was saying, thank you, Chris, and that was a terrific story. Thank you for sharing. Jeff said, good story, mate. That was for horticulture.
Yeah.
How you started, how you got into it. Patch says, hello, love your content. Thanks for sharing your knowledge with us.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, good. And then user over on YouTube says, hello. That's very awesome. Are your plants pet friendly?
Not all of them, but a lot of them are.
Yeah.
And actually that's something I'll be doing over the next few months is putting the pet friendly on the ones that are pet friendly.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. And one of the problems is that some people are getting over concerned because it might say that something's poisonous, but very often the dog would have to eat a vast amount of it, and it would have meant that it had gone mad and was rabid if it did that anyway. So it kind of, people worry about say cherry laurels, for instance.
Yeah.
Now cherry laurels, they'd have to eat like a wheelbarrow full to be
Yeah, and
badly
then what would
affected.
even cause the dog to eat a cherry laurel?
Or eat a wheelbarrow full of cherry laurels,
Yeah.
It mean the dog would have gone mad and needed to be shot anyway. So
That's right.
or put down. So I think what it is that you really need to be sensible in like not be afraid of everything toxic. Like I was brought up, where we had dogs and cats and cows and horses all around.
Yeah.
And we used to grow lots of rhododendrons, terribly poisonous, but animals would take one little bite and go, ooh, yuck, and they'd stop eating it.
Yeah.
So
So they're not
it's
not silly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's when they've half gone mad that
Yeah.
that it would be a problem.
Yeah, so it's really it's your dog's not going to go out there necessarily and just chomp away on something that might require it to have a lot of it to get sick.
Yeah, that's right. So you sort of got to be sensitive. Not everything that. So I'll work on compiling something that is sort of realistic.
Yeah. All right, there you go. User over on YouTube there. Can't read your whole username, it's quite long. All right, Barry says, what should I do before planting a new garden bed?
Okay. So what might? Hello.
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 Got to the
Bougainvillea. Could you help this gentleman find a bougainvillea? Thank you.
All right, we are
so
live.
We really
guys.
are live
We really
here.
are
So
live.
there we are. Chap looking for a bougainvillea.
Yeah.
And
Come on down.
what was
though.
our
We're
question?
open.
What was our question?
We're open 7 days, 1477
Yeah.
Sydney Road, Campfield, if you're in the area.
That bougainvillea question stumped me. Now, what's a
Through
question?
yeah. Now I got to find the question. You did pet friendly, didn't you? Oh, yeah. Barry was asking, what's the best thing to do before planting a new garden bed?
Okay, general rule. Say you've got grass and weeds there. the first thing is to mark out the shape of your new garden bed. And lots of people are doing kind of squares and rectangles and stuff like that. Really consider an interesting shape. Like I've been doing a few kind of like where they've got sort of everything's square. I do a kind of like a various oblongs and various interesting angles, or nice round, lovely rounded flowing shapes. So don't be boring.
Right.
So mark out your bed. Then with grass, perennial grass and weed there, I'll then spray with Roundup, and Roundup is a very effective spray with fairly low toxicity. In spite of what people say about it, it's fairly low toxicity. And so I'd spray with Roundup, and then leave it for 48 hours. Then I would get a mower, and I'd mow all that grass and weed, which is now unofficially, like, it's kind of going to die, but it's buggered. You know, the systemic.
So you round it up first.
Round up, and then I'll go in and I'll put my mower on its bottom setting, and I'll mow it flat. I'll mow it into the ground, right?
Right.
And then because long grass when you're digging over soil, long grass makes it hard to dig.
Yeah.
And so then what I do is I get a shovel, and if anybody ever seen you see it with Greek and Italian migrants, what they'll do is that they'll start at one end of their garden and they'll go up and down a straight line. They'll dig down one shovel deep in the ground. They'll flip the dirt over and they'll bash it with their shovel.
Yeah.
I'll call it dig, turn, smash. So I'll dig, turn, smash the whole garden.
Yeah.
Then I'd buy in some good quality potting mix. Something like there's some rough stuff around, but All Green down Werribee, you find your Daisy's garden supplies are pretty good, and there's some other good ones. Make sure, but get good stuff from a good supplier.
Yeah.
And I pick it up and I sniff it, and if it burns my nose, it's got too much chicken manure in it. So basically, I put 2 or 3 inches of new soil on it, then dig it over again, and then you'll end up with more than a shovel deep of good soil.
Yeah.
Dig, turn, smash again, break it all up, rake it over and break it up, and smooth it off with a steel rake. Steel rake's fabulous for breaking it up, and much better than plastic rake. So a steel rake to finish off, and then everybody thinks that they have to buy some garden edging, and that actually stops some people from gardening because they can't afford the garden edging. Like the modern rusty steel garden edging is beautiful looking, but real expensive. It can cost more than the plants. And so if you Google and look up a cut edge or a clean edge, you'll see how you. Now, what's interesting, when I was a kid,
cut edge
or a clean edge. Now,
garden bed?
Yeah. Now, when I was a kid, people would have massive gardens. Like the elderly lady that I worked for, she had miles of garden, and it was all cut edge or clean edge.
Yeah.
And you do that with a shovel. And what's interesting about that, it's a bit of elbow grease and no money involved.
Yeah, you don't have to have one of those border things.
Yeah, so you don't have to use steel or wood or concrete. It's a bit like a bit like Christmas. Somebody, some big department stores back in the old days got everybody thinking that they had to buy gifts and doing all this stuff at Christmas time.
Yeah, but you don't have to, right?
You don't really have to. Simple. It's the same thing. It's a commercialisation. And you do that cut edge, and your cut edge, like often the grass will sneak under your edging, but with your cut edge, it's very hard for the grass to sneak in if you keep your cut edge trim. So you use a cut edge. So you put in a cut edge. So what you've done is, I'll cap it again, is you've sprayed with Roundup. You've waited 48 hours. You've mowed it flat. You've dug, turned, smashed it all over one shovel deep. You've added a couple of inches of good quality soil from a good supplier. And then you dig, turn, smash it one more time. Then you rake it with a steel rake. Then you go around the edges of it and put a nice cut edge in. And you can buy a little roller for doing it, but I just use a nice, clean, sharp spade. A stainless steel spade is really great for doing that, but you just use a nice, clean, sharp spade.
Just a sharp, straight one, yeah.
And then you'll repeat that 3 or 4 times a year to tidy it up.
Yeah.
And you've got yourself a nice garden bed. Then what I do is, when I've made a new garden bed like that, after I've done the steel rake, I'll then plant my plants in it. Yeah. And then what I'll do is there's a Wolf draw hoe on the market, a 140mm Wolf draw hoe. What I'll do is the draw hoe, what it is, a lot of people, as soon as they've done this, they want to show their friends, they're all excited, and they then put down pine bark mulch. I don't do that, because what happens is that with what we've just done, we've cleaned up the perennial weed, but the annual weed is going to come. And the
Yeah.
annual weed and if you put down pine bark mulch, it's really hard to get rid of the annual weeds. But if you get a draw hoe, which you can put one up on the thing there.
Yeah.
If you get a wolf draw hoe, the wolf draw hoe, you draw it through the ground, sort of like almost like pulling a paintbrush through. You know, just draw it through the ground, and the weeds all just flip over and shrivel up and die.
Oh, is it this one? The
Yeah. No, it's the first one.
that one. Okay.
Yeah, that one there.
Yeah.
And I think that one's now available at Bunnings. At any rate, you buy that and you get that with a handle, and that,
Nice.
and what you do is you use the draw hoe and you draw hoe through the garden, and you do that every 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, the weeds are only this big,
Yeah.
and the draw hoe job is an effortless, quick job. And so you draw hoe it every 2 weeks, and then after a couple of months, you'll
They
find
give up, do
you've
they?
exterminated the annual weeds. You've got rid of the perennial weeds. It's clean. Whack on some nice crushed pine bark, and I
Do you
say
just flip them to dry them, or like you flip them on top of it? Because won't they get their roots back in the ground? Like if you flip a weed on top of the garden
no,
bed?
wind and sun, and the thing is, if you do it every 2 weeks, it might take 2 goes to kill a plant. But
Okay.
basically, by flipping them over in the wind and sun, they die.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All
And
right,
so,
that's the
so
way to
you
it.
do that, and that makes your beds. And then after a couple, 2-3 months, maybe 4 months, you go out there one day to weed and do your draw hoe,
Yeah.
and you find there's no weeds out there, and you say right, and you buy a bit of nice crushed pine bark and sprinkle that on, and you've got a beautiful low maintenance garden. And the main thing with your garden bed that you need to watch out for is that it's always going to happen that weeds are going to pop up. What's going to happen? A lot of weed seeds float through the air. They float through the air and they come down and they land on your garden, and that's really not a problem because only like a couple are going to do it, like 3
Yeah.
a year or 5 a year. It's only a small number. But then what happens? Those weeds grow up, and we'd say some of the weeds, within 3 weeks they're up, or 6 weeks or 4 weeks or whatever, they're up and seeding. And so what you then do is you have to be, let's say you're going out to dinner, you walk out there and you see a weed, you just pull it out.
Yeah.
You know,
stay on top of it, and then it doesn't become a drama, right?
Yeah,
Like,
and what is the big problem with gardens is the weed that seeds in the garden. It's not the weed that blows into the garden, because
yeah.
the weed that blows into the garden is not really a problem. It's the weed that seeds in the garden.
yeah.
And one weed can throw 10,000 seeds.
oh, jeez.
So, and if only 1/3 of them fire up, that's 3,000 seeds.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah, so it's
3,000
really,
weeds.
it's-
So the problem is that odd weed. And so once you've done that process of the hoeing and the pine bark and you've got it all settled, it's no weed shall seed.
yeah, no weed shall seed, okay?
Yeah, no weed shall seed. And
That's great. That's great data.
and you might, and because you'll only, once you clean up, you'll only get that odd weed. You might just, you're going out to dinner, you're coming home from work, you see a weed, you go bang, you get it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was an awesome answer. That was for Barry, actually, just on
Yeah,
preparing
so-
a new garden bed.
Yeah, but I thought I'd make a big answer because lots of people would have that problem.
Yeah, they would,
It's always sort of
exactly.
an answer that's relevant to lots of people.
That's
I
right.
answer that question every day in the nursery.
Yeah, pretty much everyone at some point, well, not everyone, but most people will need to do a new garden bed in their property, or usually they will do that. Or even if they're doing a veggie patch, you would apply the same rule, wouldn't
Yeah.
you? Yeah. All right, well, we have gone rather
Actually-
long. Yeah, go on, yeah.
What's interesting is I was writing up some instructions and things for some instructions for people, and I thought, I wonder what the actual definition of garden is.
Yeah.
Definition of the word garden, and I
That's
thought, I don't really
interesting, yeah.
know for sure what the definition of the word garden is. Anyway, I looked up
What
all
is
the
it?
different definitions, and it's a patch of ground devoted to the production of plants, flowers, herbs, vegetables, etc. So that's a garden.
Okay.
And what's interesting, I thought, what was interesting is the word devoted.
Yeah.
And because the word devoted means
mean it
that
wouldn't have weeds in it,
Devotion has some element of you putting some life, some thought, some care, perhaps some love into it.
Yeah.
And so when I see a petrol station, for instance, and there's a mixture of red wood mulch chips,
Yeah.
a couple of haggard plants, and a mess of weeds all
Yeah.
mingled together.
It's not divided.
I actually don't believe that's a garden, because what
Per
it
the
lacks,
definition,
per
yeah.
the definition, it lacks
Yeah.
devotion.
Yeah.
And so I think that particular definition has influenced everything that I do ever since. And
Yeah.
and so sometimes I see what some people might call a garden, and I say it's not a garden.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and so I'm looking. I
Because it's
think
like just it's just basically like a patch where someone's just chucked some plants in and
there's no
forgotten about it.
devotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
So devotion is actually the essential element
Yeah.
of what makes a garden.
Yeah,
And-
that's
and-
really good. That's a great definition, actually.
Yeah, and so when you look at what I said and how you do it, that element of devotion really can't be ignored
Yeah, beautiful.
if you want an actual garden.
That's a really, really good and insightful definition. Definitely one that everyone can employ that's watching the live still with us. We have gone rather long, so we're probably just going to answer one more. But if any of you have any suppressed garden questions, or you want to ask Chris a question related to plant advice or gardening, drop it in the comment section now. We'll try to get to it. But we'll just do this one here from Janet, who is asking, sorry, another lemon tree question. Must have asked one before. What can I do at this time of the year to encourage fruit on my tree? I have lots of healthy green growth, but not much fruit coming on. Thank you, Chris. Jan in Ballarat.
Right, okay. What you can do, I wonder, what was it called? It's called, there's something, it's...
For lemons.
When things aren't flowering or fruiting, there's an American garden product. What's it called? It's called,
Is it the fish stuff or?
no, it's called, I can't think of it. But what you want is you want a very high phosphorus fertilizer. And there was an American product out, I don't even know if it's still on the market, but basically I found that anything that's not, but basically if you can get yourself a fertilizer that's very, very high in phosphorus, and what's wrong with your lemon tree is that it's got mountains of nitrogen and lack of phosphorus.
Is that what stops it from fruiting, is it?
Yeah,
Oh, wow,
because
okay.
what happens when plants have got lots of nitrogen, they just grow leaves and stuff, and then when they get a bit of phosphorus, they start to flower and fruit.
Right.
And I'm just trying to think of the name. I can't think of it. I haven't said it for ages. But
Have we got it here? Is it something we...
No, we don't. But there's something you used to be able to buy it in Bunnings, and it's a high phosphorus, and it's a liquid fertilizer.
Yeah.
But I've used it. I've sprinkled it on, and I've had things that wouldn't flower, and I've used this, and they flower. Like anything I've tried flowers with it, and I just can't think of the name.
That's okay.
Maybe I'll have to tune in next week, and next week I will have thought by then. But it's
I'm just Googling if there's anything.
it's one of the
High phosphorus liquid fertilizer. I'm just Googling that. Is it any of these that you can see up there, or PK or potash? Sorry?
Well, look, there's quite a bit of them, isn't there?
Yeah, there's quite a few different.
That Bloom and Bloom fertilizer, that looks like it'd be a good one. So look, the one I always think of, I can't think of it.
Hang on, sorry, we're trying another. Is there any here? Thrive or any of those? Charlie? Not
No.
that one, is it? No. Anyway,
Yeah, so there's lots of, if you
There
Google,
looks like there's a few.
There's lots of high phosphorus ones there. So a high phosphorus liquid fertilizer applied
what about
regularly.
sea salt? No. Sea salt no good? No.
That's not high phosphorus. You want a high phosphorus one. So
Okay.
you want to look at like that rich. Go back up. Back up.
Yeah.
Look at that rich grow.
Oh, Rich Grow phosphorus. That's in Bunnings. There you go.
Yeah, organic phosphorus.
Root Health Booster.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So yeah, get yourself some high phosphorus fertilizer, and that'll put the brakes on the growth and get it flowering and fruiting. And I'm not sure that American one that I used to use, just can't think of the
you
name.
had an American one.
It was
did
an
ya?
American one that I used to use, very popular in America. I don't know that it's even on the market anymore, so that's why it's not showing up here. So, but you see there's plenty of them here with high phosphorus.
And Al just quickly injected a question: will phosphorus fertilizer generally promote fruiting on most trees and fruiting plants?
Yeah. Phosphorus, and things where they like a lot of fertilizer are heavy on nitrogen, and plants go all green and lush and sort of floppy, but don't produce. Nitrogen causes cellular elongation, whereas phosphorus causes more cellular division.
Okay, and then you get fruiting and stuff from there.
Yeah, that's right. So green and lush is often an indication of too much nitrogen, not enough phosphorus.
All right, awesome question, Janet. Hopefully you're still with us and you got to hear the answer to that.
So I like to look at that organic phosphorus from Richgrow.
Yeah.
A root health booster.
Yeah, and there you go, Al. You would have got your answer there as well. We'll make this the last. Yeah, we already answered that one. We'll make this the last question because we're pretty much getting to the end of the show. Danos says, Chris, best plant to give to a crush. She loves plants. That's a tricky one, isn't it?
Best plant to give to someone you've got a crush on?
Yeah, their crush, and then she loves plants.
Well, I reckon the number one thing is don't give them something that's going to die tomorrow.
Something with longevity.
Yeah, I get something fairly hardy, so they keep thinking of you.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and one of the most...
What's something hardy then?
So two things that are trendy, two things that are... what's that?
Cowboy cactus.
Well, no.
No.
Two things that are trendy and really, really tough are your... two things that are trendy and really, really tough are your mother-in-law's tongue, which is this one here, and
Great
your mother-in-law's
plant,
tongue is also very, very trendy. So that's a really trendy plant. So you've got this really trendy plant that looks fabulous.
And she'll always think of you when she sees it in the
Yeah, that's
in
right.
the house.
They'll
That's
think
right.
of you, and it doesn't die.
Not the best name though.
So help keep the relationship alive by staying alive. Or the other thing is this one here. These are very, very trendy. This is a foxtail fern. They can be grown in a basket, a pot, or in the garden. But say something like a foxtail fern or the mother-in-law's tongue, incredibly hardy, so they're likely to last as long as any good relationship.
All right, there's a couple of suggestions for you, Danos, but we also have how many? We've got like 1 million different plants here, so
yeah. But
if you want to come and visit, you can
basically,
do that too.
I'd go for hardiness.
Go for hardiness, something with longevity,
and
they can remember
something
you.
that's all crazily in flower, that the flowers are going to drop off and it's going to shrivel up and die real quick. That would be a bad thing because that could lead the relationship in the same way.
Yeah, it's like the doll, do you put the pins in? Anyway, no, it's not like that at all.
Yeah.
All right, Danos, there you go. Thanks, Chris, says Danos. You're welcome. And I think we might wrap it up there. Danos says, now this is Frank Walker. Brendan says, I like the TV with the greenery. Thanks for that comments, guys. And I guess there is one more here from Al who asked about the phosphorus fertilizer on the fruiting trees. They just asked you, what's your favourite fruit plant?
My favourite fruit plant, it would have to be a persimmon, and the reason why I like a persimmon is that it's totally aesthetic. It has these beautiful great big leaves in spring with beautiful white flowers in amongst, and they're a big white flower, much more exciting than a plum or a peach or anything like that. And then you've got that lovely foliage, and then the most gorgeous thing you'll ever see with a fruit tree is when you see a persimmon covered in fruit with big orange autumn colour in amongst the brilliant orange fruit. It looks absolutely incredible. So
do the birds go crazy for the persimmons? Do you know?
You have to net them, I think.
Net, yeah.
But if you can get that point where you've got autumn colour and beautiful fruit on them, and then the fruit itself is exquisite. I like the sweet persimmon, so you get a nice sweet persimmon and sort of you eat it, pick it in autumn while it's crisp and sweet and beautiful.
Yeah.
Hard to beat, for a dessert or something like. I find there's no mangoes left in the shop. I love mangoes, and the mangoes have run out, and the persimmons just come on as the mangoes disappear, and they take over as my favourite dessert.
Wow. So as the mangoes disappear, you can go into persimmon season?
Yeah, I switch over to persimmons.
That sounds cool.
But basically, the fact that persimmons taste so good, and they're totally aesthetic, and they're quite easy to grow and quite easy to fruit.
Yeah.
I was amazed.
All right, yeah.
I was amazed. My 5-year-old granddaughter was working out here handing out leaflets,
Yeah.
And I was amazed. She came in here and said, "Grandpa," I said, "Yes." She said, "I want a persimmon." And I was amazed that she could even say persimmon, let alone know what
Wow.
a persimmon was.
Yeah.
And she wanted it, and she took home a persimmon.
That's
She
amazing.
found one out there with a big orange fruit on it, and but she knew what a persimmon was.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and
Smart
could
kids.
say it properly. Yeah. But
All right.
Grandpa, I want a persimmon.
All right, Al, there's the answer to that. All right, thanks everyone for your questions today. And we'll be back next Monday for our regular live Q&A with Chris, where we answer your gardening questions. Caroline says this is my fave show. I think. Oh yeah, as a girl, yes to giving a plant like mother-in-law's tongue. So Caroline agrees with that as a
Yeah,
choice.
so there we are. Good advice with wooing women.
There you go, Danos for the win.
Yeah, the right thing is that it's been confirmed by a lady that the right thing to give is a mother-in-law's tongue. And you don't have to call it, when you give it, you can say, "Here's a Sansevieria."
Yeah.
Yeah, mother-in-law's tongue might sound a bit horrible, but just say, "Here's a Sansevieria, darling."
Computer Games says, I love you guys. Where was it? Lost the comment now. Thank you, love you. I'm a professional plant killer, but because you are, I have hope. Haha, I'm in Brisbane.
Actually, I was just going to say something to the professional plant killer.
Yeah.
The most important thing that I ever learned about horticulture, like my dad was a great horticulturalist, and my mum, and then I had Kay Rundell, had lots of people taught me things, but a friend of mine who was a botanist, and he said to me, and it's the most important thing that I would ever teach anybody else about horticulture, and the most important thing I've ever learned, and I never realised it till he said it. He told me that plants want to grow, and he said the trick is not to stop them.
It sounds really basic advice.
Yeah, but people don't realise that basically you get a plant and a plant wants to grow.
Yeah.
But if you give it too much sun if it's a shade lover, or too much shade if it's a sun lover, or no water or no fertiliser, so basically the plant wants to grow, and you've got to figure out the right water, the right fertiliser, the right sunshine, the right everything, and give it what it wants, and it will grow.
That's it.
So
and that combined with the garden definition you gave before, you'll have a garden.
Yeah,
in no time.
that's right. Yeah. So a garden is a piece of ground devoted to the production of plants, flowers, herbs, vegetables, etc.
And then all a plant wants to do is grow.
And a plant wants to grow, and the trick is not to stop it.
That's all you have to remember. Computer G Max, I think that's how I say it.
Yeah. So if you're a professional plant killer and you take on the idea that plants want to grow, and all you have to do is not stop them, that'll give you a basis for ploughing ahead and becoming a successful plant grower.
Yes, or a green thumb.
Green thumb. You could be, once you understand that, and if you understand and apply that piece of information or knowledge, anybody can change from being a black thumb to a green thumb.
Yes, and thank you for watching us all the way from Brisbane. Computer GMAX says, brilliant. I will remember the kind advice. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining us. We're going to wrap it up there, and we'll have another live Q&A, but we'll have it on the Monday next week, 12 p.m. Standard Eastern Time, Australia. And if you missed out on getting your questions answered now, join us next Monday at 12 o'clock. We also have this Friday, we've got the live Too Many Plants live sale, where you can join Chris again. It's a live sale. He goes over 100 of our most amazing products that change on a week-to-week basis with great deals, limited quantities. Do apply with some really awesome prices. He'll go over those. And we do a live auction. Do we know what the live auction is yet, or we're not sure?
Yeah, it's
something exotic.
It's getting ready today.
Okay, cool. So we have a live auction, which is a lot of fun, where you can get a beautiful prize
some
possession.
mysterious and wonderful thing
at a very low fraction of its price. If you want to join in on that.
This week's winner of the auction did really, really well. We had a $700 magnificent advanced weeping birch, and she cleaned up and got it for $280, didn't she?
Yeah, Yeah, well, that was crazy. That was like a third of the actual retail cost.
I
Alright,
was in tears.
Anyway, it's a bit of fun. We do it for you guys. Thank you so much, everyone, and we'll see you next time again. Join us next Monday. If we didn't get to your question, we apologize. A lot of questions coming in at the very end there. But join us next Monday, 12 p.m. We'll answer your gardening questions live. Thanks, guys.
Bye. How'd we go this time?